everyone, it's Janette here, enthusiastic gardener, and welcome back to my garden in Essex in England. And we're in the final week of spring, would you believe? This year is sailing past so quickly because here in the UK summer starts on Saturday the 21st of June, and also the longest day on the Saturday the 21st of June. Oh my goodness, so just seize every moment to be out in your garden. And that's what I did last night, because last night I filmed a garden tour at 9 o'clock at night, which I'm going to show you now. And well, it had been thunder and lightning Friday night, and I thought, oh my goodness, my roses, I haven't even shown my roses yet. I was going to do a new pond installation thing going on over there, but I thought, no, we'll do a garden tour this week, just in case the roses aren't there next week. They did get a little bit bashed, and then we can do the pond thing next week. So I hope you enjoy the garden tour. As I say, it was filmed last night at 9 o'clock, and if you'd like to stay till the very end, then I'll take you into the cabin and show you what goes on in the cabin, because quite a few people do ask. It used to be an office and now it's something else. So if you'd like to stick around that long, I will show you what's in the cabin. But I hope you enjoy this garden tour. It's been such a lovely few days. The weather is gorgeous. Today's been about 25 degrees Celsius. So it's just high 70s. And yeah, beautiful. And we had such good rain last night. So that's really helped liven everything up. But I particularly wanted to show you the roses because they're looking gorgeous. But also looking gorgeous is my new planter, planted with pelargoniums, the contrast variety. So that's very lovely. We have star jasmine, and oh my goodness, star jasmine smells incredible. So I've been looking forward to smelling the star jasmine, and it has not disappointed. And we have a walnut tree in a pot. Over here, these are the first roses that I would like to show, and they are called Santana. And I'd forgotten, I thought they were red, but they're not. They're a beautiful pink. I did have to come out this morning because of all the rain we'd had. I had to cut off all the old blooms, and quite a few of them were heavy and dangling, so they had to have a little trim. Now this is a solanum. It's a Chilean potato tree, and the flowers have finished now. That's the remnants, but it was incredible all through the spring. That just bloomed its heart off. It was wonderful. And twining around this next door little tripod is a honeysuckle. So it's kind of mingling in. So it's actually going to be quite nice, because while the potato tree has finished, hopefully the honeysuckle, which is a Lonicera serotina, that will take over. And then here down below we have some ground covers, some thymes, which do smell wonderful. I might get some more actually, just to fill in these areas. And this is my Formium brown sugar, and I always remember the name of that easily. I just think of Mick Jagger and I remember brown sugar. This is my spectacular Schneewittchen rose. Oh, this is so lovely. Just take a look at this. It's just, a few little dead ones, but it's stunning, absolutely stunning. And it's been flowering like this for quite a while. Very, very nice. We have some ivies, some special ivies from Mark Border, my friend, which I've added in there. Some rarities, the Fatsia japonica, which I love. And then we have some hardy geraniums. This here is a Vanderwolf's pine, Vanderwolf's pyramid. That's all the new growth for this year. Look at that. And it has these lovely, what are they? Seeds? I'm not sure. But they're rather spectacular. This is an apple tree, and last year we had an apple, and this year we have not one, but two. So we could have one each. We had to have half each last year. I think it's a Jonagold. And this is a yew, which actually needs a trim. So that will be getting a little haircut very soon. And then this is my lovely bay tree, which I'm so pleased survived its move. It was over in the pond bed. So let's just do a backup of this area, because I think we do need to fill in. There's some gaps. I do like a gap in this garden, so you can see some filling in is required. These are Veronicastrum, which I divided into two and I've moved. So they will be growing very soon, very high. They'll grow up possibly this high, and they'll have beautiful white candelabras. Then this is the hedgehog that I painted a couple of years ago. He's looking good. Now we move on to the container garden, which I call it, which is looking very nice. And we have this beautiful ivy, another one of the rarities. And you can see actually, this is how long it is. So I've kind of just put it into a little circle to protect it. And you can see we have some different little ivies here, which are all quite rare. And there's a story behind every one, which every time Mark sends me something, he tells me a story of how he came by it. This is my beautiful Laura Petalum called Everred, and I've been so happy with this. It just brings out a lovely colour and enhances. If you put different colours next to each other, they bring out the brightness on each different colour. And this is my Chimerops, which I planted in the spring. This is my beautiful redbud, which is a Golden Falls. And I'm so happy with how this is doing. It's just as beautiful as I'd hoped. And you can see my clematis behind is in bloom. That's lovely. That's a Viticella, but I can't remember the variety of what it's called, but that is very lovely. And we have a euonymus green spire with some more ivy in the container. And then I'm not that impressed with this. And I think what I might do is move this over to here. Vinca minor, that's what it is. I'm not that impressed. And then we have an osmanthus and some beautiful heucheras, all different beautiful colours. And I'm not overly fond of the flowers. I don't think many people are on heucheras, but the bees love them. So if they're good enough for the bees, then they'll stay. So that is container garden. And then we move round this way into what I call the long border. So at the beginning of the long border, we have a euonymus, which I was cloud pruning. Do you know what? I might just cut off all these ones and just keep this singular. Don't know, I'm thinking about that. Then we have these, which I'm not impressed with. I ordered Super Tuna Vista bubblegum. I have 3 of them, expecting a big carpet. Well, I'll give it time. There's still time, we're only in June. It's not done much at all. This here is a juniper blue arrow. And then we have another star jasmine. Next to it is my mahonia, which is getting really big. And I will be cutting out all these older yellowy section. I think we'll give that a little tidy up. Then we have a Nandina next to an Osmanthus, next to my Photinia Pink Crispy, which I love. And then this, we move on to the beautiful rose, the first of the roses along this section. Now, I don't know this one. This rose was here when we moved in, which was 20 years ago. And I don't know what it's called, but it's beautiful. And then I do know what this one's called. This is the Olivia Rose. It's a David Austin, the Olivia Rose Austin. And that is beautiful. Very pretty. This is a Chamaecyparis. This is my beautiful braided willow, and so many of you have found braided willows in Costco of all places. Loves a lot of water. So pretty. Then we have here a peony, which is finished now, and next to it is a smoke bush called Young Lady. Cotinus. That's very pretty. This here is a pear tree, not doing very much. It did have flowers on earlier, but there are no fruit, and the leaves are sort of curly and awful. That's a lemon cypress. Let's back up a little bit because we have the Photinia Red Robin, which needs a little haircut and was stunning. Earlier in the year, Photinia's bright red, all the new leaves, lovely. And this is a beautiful Nandina called Magic Ball. That's very nice. And we have a couple of hydrangeas. I've always got dotted around heucheras and lamium and carex, because I have so much carex. Carex just multiplies. So if we look around this side, we've got hardy geraniums, more lamium and heucheras. This is my beautiful Japanese maple, a bloodgood. And you'll see over there I have its sister, twins in the garden. This is another grass, but I don't know what this grass is called. And this is an Alberta spruce. Next to a beautiful Sedum Autumn Joy. That's another of the very unimpressive Super Tuna Vista bubblegum. Well, my Super Tuna Vista bubblegum looks nothing like everyone else's Super Tuna Vista bubblegum, so I'm very disappointed. This is a euonymus, and we have another Japanese maple, a little low beauty, and that is a little princess. Now, I must stick in here a little video that I took a couple of nights ago about my cherry tree, which I'm going to add in now. I must just quickly show you a little bit of excitement. Do you remember a few weeks ago my cherry tree was covered in aphids, and I spotted, these are all the aphids, and I spotted a ladybird and got most excited. Well, today I found these on here, and it's literally covered in these. There are loads everywhere. And I thought, are these good things, bad things? So I got my Google Lens to identify, and turns out these are larvae of ladybirds. So they lay eggs about May, and then they turn into these larvae, and then they turn into pupae, and then I think about August time they hatch into ladybirds, ladybugs, if you're in the USA. So certainly good news, wouldn't you say? Very exciting. Isn't that so exciting? So we have little baby ladybirds, which is just what every gardener wants. This is an osmanthus. These are blue star junipers, and we have a salvia, another chamaecyparis, and we'll go around the pond area, another sedum autumn joy, because you'll see 1, 2, and the one there was all one plant which I divided. And then we have a super blue seedling, Picea pungens. It's a blue spruce, a little baby. This is the wildlife pond, and it's surrounded by Carex Moroi ice dance. And these, as I've mentioned before, just keep giving and giving. You can see pups, constantly produces little pups, and you can dig those up. And I have so many, and I've given some away. I have so many, and they flowered. Oh, talking of flowers, look at this. Look at the size of that. That's as tall as me. That is almost 6 foot tall. It's so happy. I can't bear to cut it off or anything. That is just living a dream. And it's very strong because we had wind and everything. And it's a pretty little pink colour. Don't think that's focusing. Anyway, this is an andina. We have a lot of ivy, more heucheras around there. Then we move to this side. We have the Japanese maple bloodgood. This is the one Tina bought me, and it's doing so well. Very happy. And look at the bright colour, the blue as blue could be, of the other super blue seedling, Picea pungens. And more hardy geranium. Always heucheras everywhere in this garden, and I'll do a little swing round of what it looks like this way. Oh, I forgot to tell you about my clematis over there, which is called Justa. And as we head this way, we've seen a little section of this one. That's the magic ball, which we've already talked about. We have more lamium. I'm constantly pulling out this lamium because it just goes wild. We have to keep it in check. And we have a lot of pulmonaria lungwort, a lot of beautiful heucheras. This rose here is called the James L. Austin. That's very pretty. This is a chamaecyparis, and another blue spruce, a Picea pungens, and this one is a hoopsii. Very pretty. This is my other red bud. This is a forest pansy. And next to it is the Fatsia japonica. And as we pan around, you can see my Aralia alata. We'll go up there in a moment. Lots of Brunnera, you'll see. Lots of pulmonaria. And some Pyrrhus. This rose, oh my goodness, this rose is beautiful. This is called something like the Ruby Wedding Anniversary, 40 years, something like that. My friend bought it for me. And we recently had our 44th wedding anniversary on June the 6th. So it's been here for 4 years. This one next to it is another one bought by my same friend. We don't have any buds on this. Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do. Where is it? That little bud there. That's called Fab at 60, which he bought me for my 60th, which was 3 years ago, because I've just had my birthday. So let's back up, and you can see this border, which I think looks beautiful and colourful. And before we head to Shady Corner, let's just finish with this bed. This has lots of pulmonaria. This is always in shade. And we have crocosmia, which I did thin it out a bit, but that will be beautiful and orange. And this is the infamous Shady Corner, and it's lined. It has 2 pathways. If I put it up there, you can see that the path goes that way, or there are options, you can go that way. And it's lined both sides with euonymus, which have done so well. I've had them about 3 years, which I had to take my boxwoods out because we had the boxwood caterpillar, which I must stop talking about that. I've got to get over it, but we lost them. And look, these are beautiful euonymus. If you're having trouble with the boxwood caterpillar, then euonymus, everyone. Lovely ferns, beautiful Japanese painted fern down there. Beautiful ferns, ferns galore. And the crowning glory is my new Dicksonia antarctica, which I've had now for 2 weeks. Lots of beautiful ferns along here. But we redesigned this area. This is a euonymus, more beautiful Brunnera, more Carex, more ferns, and more ferns. But take a look at this. It's doing so well. So well. I'm so pleased. Now I'll show you a picture of it. When I planted it 2 weeks ago, it was this big. And then a week ago, last week, we looked at it and it was this big. And now it's, well, look at it. It's fantastic. I'm loving it. Love, love, love. And we have all these fronds. And I'm watering it daily, twice a day sometimes. Or most of the time, to be honest. To be honest, it's high maintenance. But I knew that. So here's a view of Shady Corner into the garden. And that's it. That is my June garden tour, which I hope you've enjoyed. Let's take a look at the Juster, because we haven't seen the Juster. Lottie's having a... Lottie? Good girl. She's such a good girl. She's going to be 13 this Christmas. This is the Juster. And we have one flower, which is very pretty. And look, all these beautiful buds. So it's about 9 o'clock at night now, and it's been a beautiful, warm, sunny day here in Essex. I hope you enjoyed my garden tour, and thank you for sticking around this long. I'll take you into the cabin. This way to the cabin. Now, it used to be an office, and because Richard has retired, so we have turned it into a gym. But we still have office desks along this side. This is a painting by numbers, which you can tell I have not done very much of the painting by numbers. This is what it's supposed to look like. A lot of coins. Kind of like that. It's actually, and I'm not sure if it's coming out very well, but there are beautiful colours, but that's as far as I've got. And we have a computer. But here we have the gym. And I've been in the gym 3 times a week for a couple of months now. We both decided that we needed to do some more exercise. So we have a rowing machine, so I've been doing 15 minutes on the rowing machine and 15 minutes on the bike, and then we have a treadmill, so 15 minutes on the treadmill, and then we have 15 minutes on the mat, which is just sort of stretches and things like that. So I've decided I need to keep fit and strong so we can keep gardening for longer. And just so you can see, these are lots of posters from when Richard was doing his singing. He used to sing Rat Pack style. He would have cabaret style evenings. He only did about one a year, maybe two a year sometimes, and he would sing at people's birthdays and things like that. And there he is, Richard Jensen. You can see how long ago that was. So we kept all his posters, and there would be cabaret style evenings and singing all the classics, New York, New York, and all those sort of things. So that's it, that's the cabin. And you can see we've got a bench here with some weights, but I don't really do that. There's Richard over there. And I get a lovely view of the garden when I'm on the treadmill or on the row machine. And there's Lottie having a little sunbathe. So, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed my garden tour. I'm Janette, I'm the Enthusiastic Gardener. Hope you have a wonderful week. Enjoy the last week of spring, and I will see you next week into summertime. Thanks for watching. Bye.